If you'd like online business explained to you in a way that you can actually understand, go to latenightim.com/explain. It's completely free, and I made it just for you. Now, how about an episode? Episode 224.
Late Night Internet Marketing.
This week on the Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast, we're going to talk all about lead magnets. Why are lead magnets important? What makes a good lead magnet? And what are 10 amazing ideas that you can draw from if you're having trouble coming up with an idea for a lead magnet? All this and more on the Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast.
The Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast.
You've been working for somebody else, but you want a business to run yourself. You want to know how to start, where to begin. Can you get out your comfort zone, my friend? Yes, you can do it right when it's late at night. At the end of the day, your dreams burning inside. So keep it up and you will find that you're building your business one night at a time.
And now, broadcasting late at night from a little studio in the big state of Texas, your host, Mark Mason.
Hey, how is everyone doing? I am your host, Mark Mason, coming to you from the little Christmas studio in Dallas. How's everyone doing? We've got everything decorated here, and we've got presents under the tree. We had a party last night with everybody around the house and just had a great time, and it's just that time of year, and we're leaning into that heavily. I hope wherever you are in the world and whatever it is that you're celebrating, whether you just got done with Diwali or you're looking forward to Chinese New Year or you're big into Christmas or it's Hanukkah time for you, whatever it is for you, I hope it's awesome for you because it's awesome for me and my family, and I wish the same for you this holiday season. I also hope that if you've got something going on with your business, that you get that little extra push. We got 10 or so days left in December, and maybe you're taking a break, but maybe there's one thing you could do between now and the end of the year that would really set you up to hit the ground running in January. And if that thing exists, I want to encourage you to do that. Between now and the end of the year, you'll feel so much better getting started in January if you've got just that little bit of momentum ready to go. Well, hey, I have been making videos on YouTube. If you haven't seen that, go check it out, latenightim.com/YouTube. And I'm looking for recommendations on what kind of videos that you'd like to see, because one of my big goals for 2022 is to grow my YouTube channel. I've ignored YouTube for more than a decade, never really paid any attention to it. And I was trying to figure out why. And I think the reason was I never really used YouTube myself. I wasn't one of these people that subscribed to a lot of YouTube channels and followed creators on YouTube because I guess I felt like I was too busy to stop down and watch video. Well, during the pandemic, I kind of discovered YouTube. Yeah, I know I'm over a decade too late. And I really started enjoying YouTube. I would say I got it. I kind of understood the value of YouTube. And now I want to take my channel in 2022 from 100 subscribers to 10,000 subscribers. And I'd like you to be one of them. So head on over to latenightim.com/YouTube and check it out. And if you like what you see, mash that subscribe button. And in my conversations with listeners, people are asking me, I was asking, what kind of videos would you like to see? And people gave me responses. And one of my good friends, who's also a listener to the show, Frank Lipsky, said, hey, I'd like to see a video on lead magnets and lead magnet, particularly ideas. What can I do for lead magnets? And I thought not only would that make a great video, which I did, but I also thought, man, I really need to spend some time going into that on the podcast. So here we are. So with that as a motivation and a backdrop, let's go talk about lead magnets.
One night.
It's time to get to work, building your internet business. One night at a time.
One night at a time.
Okay, so when we talk about lead magnets, I think the first thing we need to establish is why have lead magnets at all? You've heard this all your life. The money's in the list. You need to be building a list. But why is it that that is true? Why do you need to be building an email list? After all, in general, the purpose of a lead magnet is to get someone's email address, or in some cases, other contact information that you need to have an ongoing conversation with those people so that you can market to them and continue to help them and build a relationship. We generally refer to this idea as permission marketing. Someone is giving you permission to contact them in the future. And in general, they're doing that because you've delivered something to them of value. That's why you want a lead magnet, is so you can get people on your email list. But another good question you might be asking is, well, why do I even want to mess with email? I've got Facebook and LinkedIn. I've got people following me on my YouTube channel. And the answer that I'll give you is email addresses are the one thing that you can own and control. You don't own your Facebook subscribers. And if Mark Zuckerberg decides to go off and change Meta into something else, or the government forces him to split this into separate companies, and now it's run by somebody else with a different idea of how things should be run on Facebook, that may affect your ability to access the people that are following your brand. And in fact, we've already seen this with a third party, Apple, changing the way iPhones work, and that has impacted your ability to advertise to your brand on Facebook. So who knows exactly what's going to happen in the future? It makes sense to have your own email list that you can market directly to, that's under your control, in the same way that it makes sense to have your own website and not build your entire business on a platform like LinkedIn. So with that as a motivation, now that we understand, hey, I really should have an email list that I can use to make sure that I protect my own ability to talk to my listeners, subscribers, clients, and so forth. What's the best way to do that? And of course, for a long time, the best way to do that is with lead magnets. What makes a lead magnet good is really three simple things. The very first thing about a good lead magnet is lead magnets deliver value. I think this is the most important thing. Someone is giving you something of value. They're giving you their email address. Why is that valuable? Because you are going to use that email address to consume their time, and their time has value. When you send someone an email, they have to take their own time to process that email and decide what to do about it. And that's why people protect their email addresses. They're really protecting their time. So if you want the privilege of sending someone an email, you really need to be prepared to deliver them something of value. So that's the first thing that makes a really good lead magnet, is it has intrinsic value. The second thing that makes a lead magnet really good is that it offers someone a quick win, something that they can realize immediately. Wow, this email, this lead magnet that I got, this is a great value. I got something immediately from this, and it immediately fixed or improved or made better whatever it was that I was working on. If you can do that, if you can deliver someone a quick win, they're going to associate that with you and your brand. That's going to make them look forward to future emails from you and say, wow, this person who I trusted with my email address, they really came through. I can't wait to see what they have next. What must the rest of their stuff be like if this one little lead magnet was so awesome? That's the second thing. And the third thing that makes lead magnets really great are when they naturally lead to additional email conversations. If there's some great reason or expectation that you're going to follow up after the lead magnet with additional emails, this creates the situation where people are expecting you to email and looking forward to your email. They're opening it and reading it and engaging with you. And that makes a great lead magnet, because basically you're training your subscriber to look forward to, expect, and look forward to excellent email content coming to you on the back end of your lead magnet, and that will make that transition into normal email marketing just that much easier. So those are the three things that make a great lead magnet work. So the question is, what should your lead magnet be? So I've got 10 different categories of lead magnets that I like to think about. And what you can do is you can listen through this, and as ideas occur to you inside of these topic areas, these kind of lead magnet categories, you can jot them down, because really you only need 2 or 3 at the most excellent lead magnets in your business, and you're golden, right? So if you can just come up with, and sometimes even one amazing idea for a lead magnet, you should be good to go. And you can just keep improving and building on that lead magnet as you go, as long as it's working. 1 or 2, at the most 3 lead magnets should be great for you. So the first category of lead magnets is this general category. It's the classic category. It's sort of where it all got started. These lead magnets got started, and that's the PDF report. And I think that's still relevant in certain situations where you explain something, how to do something, or what something is about, or you deliver some amazing information quickly in a PDF. And that's a big win for your listeners or customers. So for example, let's say you are in the Pokemon space. My friend Pat Flynn has this amazing Pokemon channel now called Deep Pocket Monsters. I could see him creating a cool PDF that explained the 10 most valuable Pokemon cards that were out there and why they were so valuable, and something about the history of them. And that's a cool idea for a PDF because it's visual as well as text-based, because you could have pictures of these Pokemon cards in there and history behind them, and all kinds of information. Could be like a little pamphlet that explained the history of Pokemon. That would be a fun download, and people would like that. Does it really meet the quick win category? Well, yeah, in the sense that it gets people up to speed, and they get a quick win of learning something, a nugget of information really quickly. It's not quite clear that it solves a problem, but I still think something like that could be a pretty good lead magnet. But in general, if there's something in your niche that can be best explained on paper, PDF downloads are still a great idea. Second category, e-courses. What is an e-course? An e-course is when you sign up for basically a series of emails that take you through something or teach you something. In 1 week, I'm going to teach you how to do XYZ through my e-course, which is really just a series of 5 or 7 emails where you teach an idea one lesson at a time, and each lesson is delivered by email. A close cousin to the e-course, of course, is the challenge, a 30-day challenge. I'm going to grow my YouTube subscribers by 1,000 in 30 days, and I'm going to give it to you in a 30-day challenge. The thing that's really great about these e-courses and e-challenges is it establishes this rhythm of you contacting the person by email over and over and over again, because that's actually exactly what they're signing up for, is to receive repeating emails from you. And that's awesome and makes a great lead magnet. So if there's some very simple thing in your niche that you can teach people, that makes a really good e-course, and it meets this criteria of delivering a quick win that's high value. If you do it well, people will really appreciate it. Of course, the third thing you can do for a lead magnet, the third category I like, is video and audio. Give me your email address and I will give you this exclusive special video immediately, even if it's 2:00 in the morning, and you can have access to this special video. Can't be found anywhere else. I'm going to give it to you right here. I made it especially for you and your situation. That sort of lead magnet can be very effective. Video has a high perceived value, much higher value than a PDF report, and same for audio. Audio, you can create very intimate, engaging content with audio. Can be perfect in some niches. So say, for example, you're in the meditation niche. A great lead magnet would be a guided meditation audio that you could use and give your subscribers that would get them going. It's a quick win. They can be meditating right after they download the audio. It's got high perceived value because it's created especially for them. It's exclusive. So I think it's a really good idea for a lead magnet. Now, the fourth category for lead magnets is really broad and really represents a different way of thinking about lead magnets rather than a particular deliverable. And that is the bonus content lead magnet. So for example, if you're a podcaster, you see this all the time. Amy Porterfield does this really well. She'll deliver some information in a podcast, but if you want the PDF checklist or the worksheet or the special demo video that goes with what she's talking about, you need to opt into her list through the lead magnet, and she'll deliver that to you. She does that really well with particular episodes, and I think you can do that too. Anytime you're addressing your audience, you can offer them bonus content, even in a blog post, for some downloadable or other piece of additional information that's exclusively available to subscribers to your email list. The fifth category that was really popular a couple of years ago, I hear less about it now, but I still think it works really well, is quizzes. And this can be used. What kind of marketer are you? What kind of business should you start? Take a quiz and I'll tell you exactly what you should do. Or what sort of ninja are you? Or what, in case of Pat Flynn, what kind of Pokemon are you? Are you an earth Pokemon or a water Pokemon? You know, these sorts of quizzes that kind of put you into categories are awesome. You take people, they're engaging. You can ask them questions. You can use that information that they give you to segment your list. For example, let's say you have a nursing podcast. You can ask a quiz of what type of nurse are you? And in that quiz, you can ask questions that help you tag those subscribers as to their interest or their level of experience or whatever might be relevant for your future marketing needs. And in order to get their email list, simply what you do at the end of the quiz is you say, okay, now to get your results, give me your email address and I'll send you your results. Now, with lead magnets, quizzes particularly, I think it's really important that you're upfront about what they're giving you their email address for, because they're going to get the lead magnet, or in this case, the quiz results. And then behind that, in addition, they're going to get marketing messages for you. And you need to make sure they understand that for two reasons. One is it's required, especially in Europe, that you are very explicit that they're going to get both. In fact, for GDPR compliance, they don't even really want you holding the lead magnet hostage. You need to give the ability to opt out of those marketing messages and still get the lead magnet. But in addition to that, I think just for integrity and consistency, you don't want to unpleasantly surprise your subscriber with an onslaught of marketing messages. They thought they were getting the lead magnet, and now you're trying to sell them a course a day later. That's not going to work very well. They're going to feel like you tricked them, and you just want to be very upfront about the kind of content that people are going to get from you once they subscribe to your list. Not only is it the law, but I think it's great marketing to be transparent with people about what you plan to do. The sixth category that I like to see are things like worksheets or workbooks, or whenever you have to work through something in order to get to a particular result, and maybe it's a little bit complicated. I think that's a great thing to deliver. Now, you can deliver those as a PDF, like in the first category, but another way that I like to deliver worksheets is programmatically. And one easy way to do that is with Google Sheets. So if you build a Google Sheet that helps someone figure out, I don't know, maybe you've got an accounting brand and you want to help someone figure out their cash flow, or you've got a personal finance brand and you want help someone figure out their debt and build their debt snowball, you can build a spreadsheet in Google Sheets and offer that as a lead magnet. My friend Leslie Samuel used to offer this amazing lead magnet in Google Sheets that was a content calendar, and he would offer you this amazing content planning calendar. And I actually did that and used that calendar. It was so valuable that I wanted it myself. And so I know those are effective because those are the kind of things that I also opt in for. And it closely related to that is the seventh category, which is checklists and check sheets. And those things can also be delivered with interactive electronics, like through something like a Trello board or something like that, or you can deliver them as a PDF, whatever you really like. Also related to that are templates. You know, I see a lot of people in spaces where software is used using templates. For example, a lot of people will offer their ClickUp templates or Asana templates or Trello templates for use in Asana, ClickUp, and Trello to people who are using those. So if you're in a niche where you're teaching people how to use software templates can be a great lead magnet, saves people a lot of time. It gives them that quick win and allows you this thing where you can follow up and make sure everything's going okay with the template. It gives you a great excuse to send follow-up emails regarding the lead magnet. So I think the templates thing checks all the check boxes. Another place where I see templates used a lot, or template lead magnets used a lot, is in copywriting, where a copywriting template is offered for ad copy or for sales page copy, where you can basically just fill in the blanks in the template and bingo, you've instantly got a rough draft of your sales page. This can be incredibly valuable when someone's looking at a blank Word document and then all of a sudden you give them a template. Wow, the value of that is really tremendous, and it can really get people started. So if you've got a niche where people are creating things and you can give them a template for that creation or a template for their process to get things done, I think that's super helpful. So that's the eighth category. The ninth category is a surprising one for me, but I see this all the time, and I think it's effective because I've opted into these kind of offers as well. Infographics and printables. So, you know, infographics, I never have really thought those were such a big deal, but it turns out that a lot of people like to print these things out and stick them on areas next to their desk. And I thought back, and I've actually done this. When I first got my Mac, I found a printable of Mac keyboard shortcuts. This was a decade ago, and I pinned it up, and it was next to my monitor for many years. And then prior to that, when I was a Unix nerd and I was working with an editor in Unix called VI, I had a similar thing that I used for the VI editor, so I would know the keyboard shortcuts for that. So these printables can be very valuable. I've taken courses before where the overall process in the course or something that you needed to do over and over again was shown as a flow chart. All of these kind of things, these printables that people hang up next to their desk, can be very valuable. And then the final thing, the 10th thing I would say, is planners and calendars. I already mentioned Leslie Samuel's content calendar, but anytime someone needs to do an overwhelming task, like release a course, offering them something in the form of a planner can be incredibly powerful. Because let's take a course, for example. You need to outline the course, create the course, make the course available online. You need to create a sales page. You need to promote the course. You need to launch the course. And then you need to nurture people who have adopted the course, who paid for the course. This is, like a 7-step process that you can take people through in some sort of planner or calendar and make the task for them less overwhelming. Again, it gets people a quick win because instantly they feel like they're in control of the thing that they need to be doing. So that's a really good one, I think. It's Christmas time here in Dallas, as I mentioned, so I'm going to give you a bonus. And I think the 11th category, the bonus category, is a list of things or tools or prompts or keywords. List articles, what we call listicles, have been famous in the blog world forever, and they make also great lead magnets. The top 10 tools I use and what you need to know before you buy. That's a great lead magnet. 10 blog post prompts that will never leave you wanting for a content idea ever again. Great lead magnet. One thing that I used to have great success with years and years and years ago when I was doing a lot of SEO type content was pre-done lists of keywords, where I would use keyword tools to mine out SEO keywords that people could use in particular niches. People would download those all the time. So a list of things that are important to something that someone is doing, I think that makes a great lead magnet. They can download, it could be a spreadsheet or a PDF or some kind of document that contains a big list of things that they need in order to do whatever it is that they're doing. Okay, so there you have it. 11 different categories: PDF reports, e-courses and challenges, videos or audio content, bonus content of any kind attached to your current content stream, quizzes, worksheets, checklists, cheat sheets, templates, infographics, printables, planners, calendars, and lists. There's your brainstorming list.
Now it's your turn. What action are you going to take to build your business?
One night at a time.
Now, what I want you to do is to go back and listen to this episode and pause it. And after every one, I want you to brainstorm for 2 or 3 minutes all the possible things that you might create as lead magnets. Then you'll have a list of 40 or 50 ideas for lead magnets, and you'll never have to worry about generating lead magnet ideas again. I hope this has been helpful to you. If you prefer to see content like this as a video, I got a video for you. Go over to latenightim.com/YouTube. And on the same day that this podcast is coming out, there's a video coming out on the same topic. It's got basically the same content. I would love it if you would run over there, like the video, subscribe to the channel, because really what I'm after, just in the interest of full transparency, is that when you like or subscribe to my content, it helps that content be seen by other people. It helps me grow. And that's another one of my big objectives in 2022 is to grow the show, grow the YouTube channel, all the things. And you're the key to that. My listeners are the key growth engine that I have available to me to get my message out there. So if I've been any help to you at all and you'd like to help me back, that's the way you can do it. My name is Mark Mason from Late Night Internet Marketing. Happy holidays to you. I hope you find peace and joy and an overwhelming amount of prosperity in the new year. Ciao.
You can do it right when it's late at night.
You've been listening to the Late Night Internet Marketing Podcast.
Be sure to visit LNIMpodcast.com today to leave feedback for Mark. Download special bonus content, access the show notes, and more. See you there.
Until then, go and make some great progress on your internet business, one night at a time.
Building your business one night at a time.
Well, all this YouTube stuff is very interesting. As a lot of you know, I had no meaningful YouTube presence. The account's been there for a decade, but I've never really done anything with it except for the one-off video, several private videos that I've published over the years for particular people, but never really tried to create valuable content and put it on the YouTube channel. So it's been interesting in the sense that it's way different than creating audio content. The content itself is pretty similar, but the editing process is considerably more challenging. Of course, the files are big and they're beefy, and that's not too much of a problem for me because I have a new M1 Mac Mini and it eats video for lunch. So that's not really a very big deal for me. Particularly, I've got big hard drives attached to the Mac Mini, so that's not a problem. But just getting to an editing level that's more than just a talking head, I don't think those kind of videos are very interesting. So I think it's, in order to retain someone's attention, I think it's really important to break it up. And the way I've been doing it is breaking it up with B-roll. You can go check that out over at latenightim.com/YouTube. But in any case, visually, I'm trying to make it interesting to make it stand out a little more. Now, this isn't the production value that you'd see with Renee Ritchie or Marquez Brownlee, but, or, maybe Mark Rober, but it's better than just some guy with an iPhone talking with bad audio. So I'm trying to hit that middle ground where I have good ROI, and I'd love your feedback on that, what you think of those videos. So what I feel like I need to do to achieve my goals in 2022 is release 100 videos, and that's a couple a week. I'm going to have to find somebody to help me with the editing. I'm working on that with my VA, trying to get her up to speed on editing. We'll see how that goes. It's pretty challenging between the jump cuts and cutting out the junk that I ended up not wanting in there and adding the B-roll and so forth. We'll see how that goes. Until next week, happy ho-ho. Next time I talk to you, it will be after Christmas here in Dallas. So I'll give you a full report. I'm hoping for a new GoPro camera for baseball. I'll let you know how Santa Claus does with that one. Ciao.
Late night internet marketing.
Hey, it's Mark again. I wanted to tell you one more time about this absolutely free resource that I have for helping people who are trying to get the big picture for internet marketing, actually get started and understand what all their choices are. If that's not you, there's no more content. You can skip to the end. But if you're someone who came to this podcast because you're searching for how to get started online and you just can't cut through all the noise, I get it. That was me in 2007 when I was trying to get started. There were so many people throwing offers at me that I really couldn't even understand what all the different business models were. I couldn't understand how money moved around on the internet. And I couldn't really get a grip on what direction I wanted to go in so I could figure out how to move forward. I've created a free video resource for you just for that purpose at latenightim.com/explain. In several short videos, I just explained to you what internet marketing is all about and what online business is all about and the different options that you have for starting an online business. There's nothing to buy there. You just sign up for access and you get the videos just like that. So if that's interesting to you, or if you know someone who's in a same situation, send them that link, latenightim.com/explain. And let me know what you think. I'd love to hear what people are thinking that are in the exact same position that I was in more than a decade ago in 2007. In some ways, it seems like yesterday. And in some ways, it seems like an entire lifetime ago. Again, that's latenightim.com/explain.
Late night internet marketing.